Okay, I found a diamond blade I had laying around for the circular saw. I drew a line where we kind of want the curb to be, so we don't care about having the trim of the door be a little off at the bottom and have to cut it. We just want to make sure we have more shower space. But I also don't want it in the way of installing the door. So this line's at 36 inches from that wall. Should be about perfect because the two glass pieces we're using are 32 inches. So this piece of glass will have the gap, how much wall space, then 32 inches, which puts it somewhere in the vicinity of this wall. So you have a little bit of an edge, and with it centered, I think it'll look really good like that. We don't want it coming to the edge of the curb. That would be kind of awkward. So I'm going to set the saw height to just cut this backing board and the tile and go along that line, get a bunch of this up, and then we can set the height again to do subfloor to get this subflooring out. That way we also have easier access to the drains and stuff. So we'll do it from that line to that line, that 4-foot piece, and then after that's cut, we can go ahead and cut the ceiling out because I want access of all that from below too. So once it showers in, we can just go down there and make sure that it's sealed up for a week or two before we put the ceiling back on. So you can see, like, there's a crack here. This grout should really be cracked. There's really low, like whoever did this is assholes, right? So it's like thick here, it's thin there. It's just not that great. But we don't want to cut too much into this floor. At first at least. So I'm going to pick like this high spot to do the saw height, and you just have your blade thing loose, get your guard out of the way, and then this bottom bracket should come down. So I'll push it down further and then use the push down the saw until it touches. There we go. So now when I cut along the tile, it should only cut through the tile and the backer board and not into the floor. Then when we go and pry it up, it'll just kind of snap along the edge. So, and if something bad happens, we don't care about this floor because we want to replace it anyway. The temptation to do it along with the shower is getting higher every day. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, that's so much dust. I'm being so much trouble. Oh, I should have worn my respirator. Oh, tile sandwiches. Oh no, the carpet. Oh, we hate this carpet. Well, besides the dust, which is way more than I guess I'd expected, it did what I wanted it to. And the even better news is that there's a seam here too. So I don't have to cut into the floor. Well, I'll have to cut into up there because that should be underneath the sill, right? I know. Yeah, it's under the sill. So I'll have to cut a line up there, but it doesn't need to go all the way to the wall. It just needs to give me good access to the drain so I can see what's going on under there from both sides. It's more for my convenience than anything because the floor itself seems fine. And I think once that wall's up, what I might try to do is cut that floor across. So instead of having a seam and a big hole, we can just put one big sheet in and then move the drain over here. So what I want to do is get that out, see what kind of pipes I need to recreate the drain down here, and we'll just cap that one off and add a shower drain on this side, add the vent on this side, and then get the floor pan that we're going to use for this shower, because I've been back and forth between whether I want to do a mud pan or try out the Kerdi pan. I think I'm going to try the Kerdi one out, and the Kerdi I believe wants a 1-inch underlayment, not 3/4. So if we get some 1-inch for the bulk section and then space up the outsides to get the same thickness probably be the right way to do it. So either that or we'll do a 3/4 and then do another piece, the entire shower pan over what's already here to get it the right height. But a mud pan would bring us up, several inches, which we don't want to do. It would make the curb almost non-existent. So, well, or we just have to make a really tall curb, which is annoying. Either way, we got a plan, but I want to get that pan so I can cut it to fit and then mark where the drain should be based on the pan to make the install as easy as possible. Okay, so switch my blade back. It'll be the same story. I'll use the thickness here to set the height and then do a strip along that wall as close as I can and peel this section out and see what the drain's doing underneath. So I'm a little, it'd be interesting to see. Oh, those are pretty tall joists, but there's a rule, right? So that hole for the drain, there's a rule for how big the hole can be depending on how tall the floor joists are. So we'll check and see if they follow that or not. Well, good news is life just got a little easier, I think. I think. So we're only going to need little pipes coming off. Now the rule is 1/3 of the joist size. So these are 10 inches tall this way, which means a 3 1/3 inch hole is okay. And on top of that, you can see here that my floor joists actually go north-south, and then these east-west headers, that one's probably a double as well, is just to leave a gap for the piping there. So as long as we don't drill, yeah, these are 2x10s, so we can drill up to a 3-inch hole in that going this way for a drain, and we won't need a 3-inch hole. We'll only need whatever size the original shower drain was, and then we'll need a coupling to go into this pipe and enough elbows to make a trap like that side head for the shower. So yeah, we won't need really that much pipe, and then so we can take the vent off this side so we don't have to cut in joists there either. So yeah, I know that's out, pretty happy. Pain in the bitch because you can see they use construction adhesive, and it's just it makes that stuff awful to tear out. Anyway, yeah, I gotta leave in 15 minutes to take the car to the body shop real quick and buff some scratches out, but yeah, I should be able to measure. I mean, I just need to know pipe diameter now, and I'll just buy pieces, right? Because I know how it needs to go. So yeah, good news, good news. Okay, so I had enough time to grab some pipes and things for moving the drain and the vent, but unfortunately I forgot to get caps. So I also they didn't have a shower pan in stock, and they didn't have curbs in stock. So I ordered some of those things just online, and they'll get shipped to the house in a few days. In the meantime, we'll work on getting this drain moved and get that wall out so we have space to work. Yeah, so finally found some time to get the grinder out, and we're gonna decap this thing on both sides and kind of see what's going on. What it should have is when you open the top up, is a diaphragm, just a rubber diaphragm. And I have a feeling that's still intact and fine. And then the bottom half should have a membrane, like a antimicrobial sort of thing. And what I think happened is that membrane has a tear in it and collapsed, and it's clogging itself and plugging the hole. So we'll get it apart, see if the inside is clean enough for me to repurpose this thing. If not, it's going to go in the truck and go to the junkyard. So here's the top off, and I don't know if the lighting's good enough, but it looks like there's a band, like a dome, a metal dome with a hole in it, so that possibly the diaphragm can't stretch too far, if it's overpressurized or something. But it wouldn't overpressurize, it would underpressurize. Either way, there was water in here, and there shouldn't be. There's rust, my favorite thing. It's just like sediment and crap. So we'll go ahead and peel the bottom and see how that looks. So there's that membrane, that anti-biological whatever. And it's got rusty goo all over the outside, and there's water leaking out of it. So pretty sure that's what kind of happened. I'm going to kick on this thing a bunch, see if we can. It's probably attached at the base. Nope. So yeah, I think this should be swollen up inside out, right? And the water should be on this side of it. So somewhere it got goofed. So we'll have to cut a bigger hole in it and try to tear the thing out. We'll get some gloves or something and just pull on it. Try to get that water out of there. But I'm not going to keep this tank. It's dumb. And what am I gonna do? Set it out in the yard like a hillbilly until I decide to collect rainwater or something stupid with it. So we'll just leave it alone. Yeah, so this, there was no antimicrobial thing in this one. Apparently that's only the new models, and mine's, you know, from 2002. So yeah, I cut it open. There's a bunch of nasty water in there. It's really gross. And then it's right here, there's a band that holds it in place, and then right here is that top section that would, you know, when it's full of water, would keep it from trying to overinflate. So yeah, we'll just drain the water out of it so it's easy to carry. And then generally even scrap yards won't take tanks if they're complete, because they don't want them to have flammables or whatever inside and blow up. So I would have had to cut it apart anyway. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross.